Welcome back, astronomical learners, to our newest video about writing the ABCs. And if you're new here, this is an educational YouTube channel. So on my website, I do have free printables, and you can find this here. It shows you the alphabetical order. So I'm going to place it in front of me to help me have a visual aid while I'm doing this activity, which is exactly what your students can do as well. So these flashcards are one of my newest printables as well, and they are visual phonics cards that attach to the sounds that we are going to be working on and handwriting today. So I do have two different colors. I have red for my vowels, and I have black, or you can use blue or whatever other color you prefer for your consonants. So I do this because it helps visually understand the difference. So first we have the letter A, which makes the sound ah, just like in the beginning of the word ant. Ant. And I'm just going to put this over to the side right here. No, I do want you to see it, so I'm going to put it back over here. All right, so let me erase this here for you. So I'm just going to wipe that letter away. But remember, you can stop this video anytime and go at your own pace. The next letter is B, just like in the beginning word of bear, that B sound. B in the beginning of bear. And then we're going to erase that B away. And we're going to get ready for that next letter is C, just like in the beginning of word cat. That K sound in the beginning of word cat. And we're going to wipe that away. And next we have a picture of a duck. Duck. So we're going to write D, just like the sound D in the beginning of the word duck. Next we have a picture of an eagle. Like the national bird is a bald eagle for USA. So we are going to write the letter E in red because it's a vowel, and the sound is eh, eh. But a long vowel sound would be E, like an eagle. Next we're going to wipe this away. There we go. All right. And we're going to write an F, just like in the beginning of the word frog. Frog. F, f. Next, we're going to have the letter G, which in phonics makes the sound G, G, just like the beginning of the word gorilla. G. And we're going to wipe that away. And next, you see a picture of a hedgehog. That's right, just like Sonic, the hedgehog, which represents H for that H sound. H. And we're going to wipe away that H. And we have another vowel coming. So this is going to be the I sound. I, just like in the beginning of iguana. Iguana. Like in Florida when it's really cold, iguanas actually fall because they freeze up. Next, the letter we are going to be writing is J. J. Just like in the beginning of jellyfish, that J sound. J, J. Next, this animal can be found in Australia, and it's a great representation of the letter and the sound of K. K. It makes that K sound for koala. K, koala. And we're going to wipe that away. And then next we have a cute little picture of a lion, which represents the L, the O sound for in the beginning of lion for the letter L. Next we have M, which is the sound just like in the beginning of the word mouse, quiet as a mouse. Next, we have a nest, which represents the beginning sound which is the letter N, just like in the beginning of the word nest, nest. Next, if you go to the zoo, you might see this animal. It's a great representation for the letter O, which is a vowel. Ostrich, because the sound is ah, ah. Next, if you go to a different zoo, you might see this as well. Oh no. We have a penguin, so we're going to write the letter P to represent that sound, p, like in the beginning of penguin. Next, this is actually always seen with another letter as well, but this bird, if you go to the southern portions of the United States, you'll see a lot of them, is quail. Quail, representing the letter Q for that qu sound, which is always with a U. Qu, qu. We're going to wipe that Q away, and we have a picture of a rabbit. Rabbit, which represents the letter R, which makes the sound just like in the beginning of rabbit. Next, we have an animal that not many people are always a fan of, but is a great representation of this letter, S, which is the sound of S, just like in the beginning of the word snake. Snake. And we're going to wipe that away, and we have a picture of a tiger. Tiger, which is a great representation of the letter T, which makes the sound T. And this one you might not know unless you watch Finding Nemo, but this is a great representation of the vowel U. Because in phonics you want to understand this sound is just like in sea urchin. Urchin. That sound. Not to be confused with A and but And we're going to wipe that away. Now this you might not see unless you are driving on a highway, but this is a vulture. Vulture. Great representation of the letter V and the sound V. Next, you might see this in the desert or in a forest. This is a wolf. Wolf. Great representation of the letter W and the sound W. W, which can also be represented with WH, but most commonly just a W. Next, this is actually the ending sound of the word fox. Fox for the letter X, because X sometimes does steal sounds from other things, like if you see xylophone, that's the Z sound, but X mostly says the X sound, just like in fox. Next, this is the most common use of this letter. This animal is a yak. Yak. So you want to think about that Y sound when we're writing Y. Y. The most common sound is Y. But it also can be a vowel and make the E and I sound. But most commonly it's that Y consonant sound. All right, we're going to wipe that away. And here we are, the 26th letter, the last one. And we have a zebra. Zebra. And it is a great representation of the letter Z, which makes the sound Z, Z for zebra. Next, I have another printable on my website if you want to go to it. This is going to be a representation of the uppercase letters. So we have A, just like in ant, B, just like in bear, C, just like in cat, D, just like in duck. And then this one might be confusing to some people. E as in elk, that sound in elk, We have F as in flamingo, G as in gorilla, H as in hedgehog. I gotta switch my colors here. I like iguana, back to black. We have that J for jellyfish, K for koala, L for lion, M for mouse, N for nest. And then remember, switch the color. We have that O for ostrich. We have P for penguin, Q for quail, R for rabbit, S for snake, T for tiger. And remember here, that's that vowel. U for sea urchin. Back to black. We have V for vulture, W for wolf, X for fox, Y for yak, Z for zebra. That is our uppercase letters, or capital letters. Next, this is going to be our lowercase letters. So we have A, just like an ant. B, just like in bear. C for cat. D for duck. Don't forget that E, that eh sound for elk. F for flamingo. G for gorilla. H for hedgehog. I for iguana. J for jellyfish. K for koala. L for lion. M for mouse. N for nest. Oh, gotta switch colors. Ah, just like an ostrich. P, just like in penguin. Qu, just like in quail. Just like in rabbit. S, just like in snake. T, just like in tiger. Switch my colors again. Just like an urchin. Switch my colors. V, just for vulture. W for wolf. X for fox. Y for yak. Z for zebra. Now, this is another printable. This is a cool challenge. So you can either draw these pictures or you can use one of my worksheets, but I want you to think about those phonic sounds. So we have k, a, t, which spells the word cat. C-A-T is cat. Then we have b, a, t. There we go. We have the word bat. We have a, t. There we go. Spells the word mat. We have d, a for ostrich, g, dog. Then we have f, a, g, fog, like a foggy day. Then we have ol, a, g, log, a, man. Then we have and we have two O's, so we make the oo sound, and the n, moon. Then we have b, two O's to make the oo, and then broom. And then this one might be the hard one. B, a, o, oo, balloon. Great job.